All right, welcome to our podcast 2158 Rise of the Brotherhood. I'm your host, Big Sean.
And I'm your co-host, Grizz.
Nice. In this episode, guys, we're going to be talking about tips and tricks, part two, while on the road. It gets a little hairy out there, so we're going to be talking about that a little bit. We do have a special guest we're going to bring in here in a little bit, but we're going to get started here with Grizz. We're going to let him go ahead and start us off with point one of
All
tips and
right.
tricks while on the road. Go for it,
So
sir.
the first tip we got today is, with some of these truck stops, it's a little tight in some of the spots, getting into those spots and stuff. Um, Especially at night. Some of these parking lots aren't lit up right, and
Right.
it could be difficult getting into some of these spots. So one of the biggest things for us is, when in doubt, get out and look. Goal.
Absolutely.
And if you're as you're backing up, back up maybe a foot, get out, look, make sure you're clear, back up another foot, and just keep doing that. And if somebody's waiting for you to move out of the way while you're backing into a
They
spot,
can wait.
right, exactly, don't worry about it, because if you back into somebody else's truck, that could be your career right there. You could get fired for that, for damaging
Not
somebody
only
else.
that, it can be your career, but it can also cost that other driver money as well because now he's going to be down waiting to get his truck fixed. So goal is the key. I know
Right,
I started driving back in 2000, and that's always been a thing is goal. Get out and look. Don't worry about rushing. Don't worry about anybody else waiting to get around you. They can wait that extra couple minutes to stop you from having that accident, and that's huge.
right, exactly. And if you're still in doubt and you're still having trouble, find another driver that's sitting in the driver's seat, or maybe that person that's waiting for you, and be like, "Hey, can you spot me? Can you help me get back into this spot?" There's Sometimes there's drivers that don't want to do that, but here at BOH, that's one thing we like to do, is get
That's
out
what
and
we
help
do.
these drivers.
So when you guys are out there on the road, if you see a truck out there with a BOH sticker or Brothers of the Highway or anything, and you see them sitting in the front of their truck, go knock on their door. I promise you, as a national president, they will get out and help you. And if they don't, you know how to contact us because I will take care of that. Because that's one of the things we do pride ourselves in is getting out and helping people. It don't matter what we're doing, playing video games or on our computer or just sitting there chilling. That's one of our mission statement points is to get out and help other drivers that are having a problem backing in. So that's one thing that we want to do is make sure because we're trying to eliminate the accidents and stuff that's very simple to eliminate. Just asking for help. Don't be afraid to ever do that.
Right.
Ever.
Exactly. So,
But we are going to bring in one of our other guests. You guys have seen him before in one of our previous episodes. Um, our national introduction. We're going to bring in Gear Jammer to the stage and kind of let him kind of throw in his 2 cents a little bit regarding this. Uh, and then we'll go from there. So let's go ahead and welcome Gear Jammer to the stage. What's up, bud? What's going on,
What's
brother?
going on, brother? Not much.
Another
Just
day,
rolling
another
down
dollar.
40.
So you kind of hear what me and Grizz are talking about right now. We're trying to give some tips and tricks to the new people out there, or even older people. It don't matter because even older guys that's been doing this for such a long time, they forget. We all forget certain things. The simplest thing with this is get out and look. So we just kind of want to hear your thoughts on what you do, or you're a team driver with your wife. So what do you guys do when you're out there on the road? Do you ask for help, or what's going on? So kind of want to get your 2 cents on this a little bit.
Well, with a team aspect, a lot of times, especially with my wife, if she's having difficulty, I will actually get out the truck and help her myself. And I would have her do the same. But if there's nights where she's asleep and I'm trying to back into a dock and I just can't get it to save my life, and there's another driver out there. Not only will I get out and look first, I'll do it a dozen times. But if I just can't get it, I've knocked on a driver's door beside me and said, "Hey, I just want you to make sure I'm not going to take off your hood or your cab. Can you just keep an eye out for me? Or if you got a radio, can you get on the radio for me and just watch my back door, from the passenger side?
Right.
Um, there's been several instances where I've been in
We
Doc's
don't need no
customs.
jammerisms today.
Hey, you'll get one day. I've had one instance where I was at a customer and swallow my pride. I actually had to get a yard dog to put my trailer in the dock just for the simple fact that I've exhausted every resources to get the trailer in there, and I just couldn't.
And that
Um,
happens.
and I've had to drop my trailer and let the yard dog get in there for me. So
Right.
Yeah,
It doesn't
I've been
hurt to ask for help. It never hurts. Don't be ashamed or let your pride get in the way asking for help. Because sometimes, especially at night, if it's raining, if it's snowing, and their parking lot's not very bright, ask for that help, dude. It doesn't make you less of a truck driver. I don't know about you, Grizz, or you, Reaper, or Gear Jammer. I know there's been times where I've backed a truck and trailer into the tightest spot ever and not need any help. But then there's times where I got a broadside of a barn. I can hit that damn thing to save my life. That's just kind of how it works.
right. No, I've there's always that day where you just can't back to save your life.
Right. It for sure happens absolutely all the time, every time. But I do need to throw something in there real quick because I've been asked by some of our members, especially nationals. So I do a joke of the day, or dad joke of the day. Every day, I send these guys. They're stupid, but they're funny. So I bought this little calendar a little while ago. It's got 365 days for jokes of the day. So I just want to throw this out there, just have a little humor in this and kind of break it up a little bit. So I got a question for you guys. What do you call a nervous javelin thrower? I had a jammers in there for a minute. Excuse me.
got me.
I don't
Call
know.
him Shakespeare. Get it?
Jesus Christ.
That's the dad joke of the day, guys. We're just having a little fun over here. You know what I'm saying? But we're in our chats all day. We're in here talking crap to each other and just having fun and passing the days and all that fun stuff. But we do got a next point that we want to bring in, and our next point is the biggest thing that a lot of people don't do in this industry, and everybody says they do. But I've sat in truck stops, and I don't know about you three guys or you two guys, but I've sat in truck stops many a times because I'm not loaded or I'm waiting for a load or whatever. And I'm just sitting in my front seat, just watching, and everybody talks about. I do a pre-trip every time. I pull out my creeper, I put my jumpsuit on, I get on doing a pre-trip all the time on my whole truck. I call BS because I've sit in truck stop all across the country. I don't know about you guys, but I know I've personally seen very rarely do I see people doing that. Do I do a full pre-trip like that? No, I don't. But it is very important to do pre-trips to an extent. I don't know what you guys do, but I know me personally that I drive my truck every day, thousands of miles a week, so on and so forth, hours upon hours. So I know when my truck's acting up. But every time I stop, do I look for leans and leaks and tires and lights and all that fun stuff? Absolutely, I do. I don't know what you guys do, and we'll kind of go into that a little bit. We'll let you guys kind of talk. We'll go with Grizz first and kind of see what he does. But that's just the simple things that I do. So I'm constantly doing pre-trips, but I do them in kind of a different way.
Right. So with me and my truck, I normally, when I'm on my 34, rolling into the beginning of that week, I always go through top to bottom, front to back, side to side on my truck and check everything at least once during that week.
Right.
And then when I do my pre-trips from then on for the week, I am checking my fluids. I'm checking, my, all the connections, fluids, tires, lights. I'm checking all that stuff during my
You're a
pre-trip.
good boy, huh?
It's my truck. So
I'm just joking. Gotta make some fun
no,
out of these, right?
but no, I do a full top to bottom, front to back, side to side at least once a week just to see what's going on. And then from then on for the week, I'll go through and I'll still check all my fluids and check tire pressures and stuff, but it's quicker than my full rundown.
Right. Jammer, what do you do when you're out there?
I ain't gonna lie. I'm one of those drivers. The only time I really do a full pre-trip on my truck is when I'm about to come off a home time. I'll lift the hood, check, make sure all the levels are straight, and then I roll from there. When I'm out here on the road, since we do a lot of drop of hooks, I do walk around my trailers. You'd be surprised how many trailers, no matter what company you work for, they drivers just don't report issues. Um,
No, they
so
don't,
it's
and
it's
that's
always
unfortunate.
yeah, and it's always important. If you don't pre-trip your truck every day, and if you grab a trailer, at least check that one because
Right.
there's been a couple of times I've been almost put out of service for it. So yeah,
Right.
And that's what's crazy to me, though. Like when you work for a big carrier, mega carrier, whatever the case might be, even some of the smaller carriers, we do a lot of dropping hooks. All you have to do is send a message in to breakdown when you drop that trailer and say, "Hey, this tire needs replacing, or the brakes are bad, or something's bad," and they will literally send someone out and fix that trailer so the next driver don't have to worry about that. But drivers nowadays are just like, "Hey, I don't have time to send a 20-minute or a 2-second text message or a 5-second text message or an email." So they just leave it for the next driver. And I know you had a problem just recently here, Gary Jammer, with you and your wife. You drive team. She got pulled into a scale and got put out of service for something simple that could have been fixed before you even got there, but it was
Right.
never reported.
I had two situations. So that
Oh,
one
okay.
was the first one. She caught a nail in a tire somewhere between where she stopped at a rest area and the scout house, and the whole time she didn't hear no leak, nothing like that. So they pulled her in, did a DOT inspection. Well, when she released the brakes, a lot of our trailers have the auto inflation system on there, so they're
Right.
constantly putting air into the tires. Well, you're not really going to hear the air until you get it somewhere quiet or whatever. And they found a leak in a tire and they put out service for it. The other time was I picked up a trailer and actually heard air coming out. I called dispatch. I was like, I don't know if I got an airbag or what. I just know it's too icy for me to get under there. Pulled it to TA. Come to find out, I had uh two broken slack adjusters, a
Yeah.
busted brake chamber that was capped off and broken off the frame to where it was actually digging into the passenger side trailer brakes. And yeah, I ended up losing a whole day for it because of someone else's neglect.
Right. And
Mhm.
that kills me with drivers nowadays. Like I said, I started driving back in 2000, which doesn't sound that long ago, but that's 25 years ago. I
Right.
don't know about you, Grizz. I know you've been driving for like 16 years.
Yep.
So you know how like it was back in the day. I mean, we always reported stuff. We got it fixed. Did it take time out of our day? Absolutely. But it saved ourselves and other people down the road time. And time is money out here on the road.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's I try and do it as much as possible. Like if I get something that's wrong with the trailer and I know I'm going to a drop and hook, I'm calling the shop and be like, "Hey, this is where this trailer is going to be at. This is what's going on with it.
Right.
Send someone out."
Absolutely. And I just don't get why drivers don't do that nowadays. It's a simple thing. It's sending an email or a text message or calling. Most companies nowadays that are that large, they have a Qualcomm for a reason. Send the message into your Qualcomm to break down or to your dispatcher and let them handle it from there. And then all you got to have, see, camera just showed it. So, I mean, I don't know if we want to call that a Qualcomm. I don't know what you guys use, PeopleNet or Verizon or Scooby Dooby Doo. But nowadays, I mean, who knows?
Just the new version of Omnitracks.
Oh, it's a new version of Omnitrax. Nice. But I know Grizz has got a next point he wants to get into. Pre-trips are very important, guys. Make sure you're doing them. Like I said, I know my truck. I'm kind of like Grizz in a sense. When I've set for a little bit, yeah, I'll do a full pre-trip. But when I'm just driving every day, I'll do a basic pre-trip, and I just keep moving. But we're going to go into our next point today. We do appreciate you guys watching us, uh, and just like and share and comment. We appreciate it as much as possible. Grizz, we're going to go into the next point. Let you do what you got to do.
So, with the next talking point we've got is try and keep a basic tool set with you on the truck, just so if, say, you have, a little screw that comes loose or a bolt or something like that, you've got, wrenches and a hammer, which a hammer will help check your tire, your tires and, the bounce and the thud and stuff like that. Screwdrivers, Phillips and flathead, um, a couple sets of pliers and a flashlight. Because if you're doing your pre-trip during the morning or the early, the night, that flashlight's going to come in handy for, getting the reflection off of like a leak, or, you see some fluid somewhere that wasn't there earlier, and it definitely helps. So keeping a basic tool set with you is going to help you on down the road too.
Absolutely. I know me. I probably carried more than what I should, but everything I've carried, I've used at some point. I had an impact gun. I had a whole toolbox. You name it. I was an owner operator for years. So time is money. Look, these shops nowadays are charging $200 to $250 an hour flat rate to fix something very simple that I can fix myself.
Right.
But that's I carried what I could. If I could fix it, I'm fixing it myself. I'll buy the part, keep rolling. I'm not sitting waiting for a shop. Oh, we're 2 weeks out to change the sensor for a 30-minute job. You're 2 weeks out? No, I ain't got time for that.
Right.
And I know you're an owner operator,
Yeah.
so we ain't got
And
time for that.
I've actually got one of the you can find them at the truck stops, TA, Petro, stuff like that. It's the airline that you can connect to your Glad hand,
Mhm.
and you can fill your tires up. I actually have it to where I have the quick connect like a regular airline that I used to carry, um, and a pneumatic rivet gun with me and the rivet set and everything like that and extra lights. So if I had a light that was riveted into the trailer, I could drill it out and put that
Yep,
new light in and re-rivet it back in.
absolutely. Gear Jammer, what do you carry on your truck? I know you're a company driver, but there's still times that you can
Well,
fix some stuff on your own and get on down the road.
even as a company driver, I grew up with my grandfather driving, and he instilled in me that I always had tools. First had a CB, second had tools. So even as a company driver, I've got a socket and wrench set. I got a wrench set going from, I think, an 8 millimeter all the way up to an inch and 3/4. I work for smaller companies, and they praise drivers, company drivers, that can actually get out and do their own work. Not only does it save you time, but it saves the company money. And
Right,
in turn, it puts more money in your pocket. I've got hammers, I've got drills, I've got sockets, ratchets.
dude. I carry so
Um,
much stuff on my truck. It's
yeah,
unbelievable.
I've got
So,
two toolboxes in the side cab.
yep.
Each box has something different.
Right.
I
You
have the
know,
grinder, the battery powered grinder, the impact wrench, boxing wrenches going all the way up. I can't even tell you that, but every size I needed.
right. And Jammer, you just said that that's another tool that you could that's really you don't see it with some of the new drivers now because the bigger companies don't really push it anymore. Is keeping a CB in your truck. You know,
Absolutely.
talk to some of the old drivers if you don't really know anything about CBs or anything like that. Talk to them. Excuse me, I'm sorry, and just get to know CBs and whatnot. Keep one with you and keep it on. You can always, if you get tired of the static from the CB, turn the squelch up just a little bit, and that'll get rid of that. But if you keep it on so you can hear it, that could save you from getting into a wreck down the road.
Absolutely.
Because
Well,
That's
with
a tool
CB,
at the end of the day.
exactly,
I mean, it's a major tool. And a lot of these new drivers nowadays are like, well, I got a cell phone. Well, do you know those guys in front of you, their cell phone number? No, you don't. So, I mean, keep your CB on. Like I said, I'm an old school driver, but I'm not as old school back in the 90s and the 80s and stuff like that. But I learned from those guys. So I always have a CB. It don't have to be the greatest $6,800 whatever CB with the boosters and all that stuff. But if you have a CB that can at least reach out a mile, it can save your life and many other people's lives. Because just by someone paying attention, like, hey, the traffic stopped, or we're sliding, or ice, or a fire just happened in the Wyoming Tunnel. That big major fire saved some people's life because of a CB, and people don't realize how important that is.
Right.
What were you gonna say, Jammer?
Oh no, I've had it. I think it's been about 7 years now, but no, it's been longer than that because I was hauling tankers. Um, I went to like a Love's parking lot, and one of these Loves had this little. You had to do a U-turn in the parking lot to line yourself up for the other side to keep from doing a blind side. Well, when I did that, uh, my my airline got snagged on the catwalk and ripped it off. Well, I was stuck. So, and I had some of the tools, but I didn't have a certain wrench. So I walked up to the driver's door and knocked on him. And he was an older guy, so I figured he would. But he was a company driver for a mega carrier, and his response to me is, "What? I don't carry tools. I let the company handle it." And I was like, "So you're going to sit there for 3-4 hours for a
And
breakage in
blocking
your line?"
everybody.
Yeah. I was like, never mind. I just walked to the Love shop and just asked to borrow a tool and popped the new airline on there and kept it moving. But it just amazes me. Even some of these older guys, they get that mega carrier mindset and they just don't do nothing or they don't care.
Right.
So
And I get it. There are some of these carriers out there that won't even let drivers change the light bulb. They get in trouble for that. Okay, I understand that. But there's a lot out there. Like, this is a couple years ago. I was somewhere, I want to say in Kansas or somewhere like that. I stopped at a Love's to get something done on the truck. And this guy was literally sitting there for 7 hours waiting to change a headlight bulb. That's a 5 minute job. And I told him, I said, dude, I will change your light bulb for you. Oh, our company won't allow us to do it. Well, that's that company's fault. So now you just lost 7 to 8 hours of driving for a light bulb, a headlight. Like, that's insane to me.
That is
But
that's crazy.
and I get it. It's some of these carriers out there. It is what it is. They'd rather spend the money and make sure it's done right. Because some of these drivers can't do stuff right. But I know me. I'm pretty mechanically inclined. I know you two guys are as well. So I'm gonna do what I got to do to keep my wheels rolling. Because if them wheels ain't turning, you ain't earning. I
Right.
mean, that's just the way it is nowadays. But I know we need to kind of get into our next point. We're sitting at like 23 minutes into this episode. We try to keep them somewhat short for you guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. We'd really appreciate it. Comments would be great, and we will answer your comments. That would help us out tremendously. Um, our next topic we're kind of going to get into is get proper rest. That's huge out here on the road. I mean, I know a lot of us, we sleep our. I'm not a big sleeper, but 10 hours is 10 hours. Whether I shut down and I take my little break, I sit there and chill, kick back, drank a couple beers here and there, go to sleep, get up the next morning and roll out. But I'm still getting my adequate sleep. That's why I plan my routes so I can get more than 10 hours. I'm not just 10 hours and rolling, 10 hours and rolling, and 10 hours and rolling, because that will wear on you at some point in time. I don't know
Oh yeah.
about you guys, but I know for me, I got to stop and get some adequate sleep once in a while.
Oh yeah, most definitely. It's and with getting the right amount of sleep, it'll help keep you healthy because if you're lacking on sleep, it's gonna break your body down, and you're
Mhm.
eventually gonna get sick, especially with being an over the road driver. You're going into these different climates, and it's really gonna wear on your body.
Absolutely. The time zone changes and all that fun stuff, whether you realize it or not, it gets to you. I
Oh yeah.
mean, I know for me it did. It would get to me. Sometimes I'm just like, you know what? I'm taking a 12 to 13, 14 hour break. So my first day of a load, if it was a 2 day load, I would drive as much as I could my first day. That way I knew my second day, I had plenty of time to rest. I didn't have to get up so early and roll out and get that adequate rest that I needed. 12, 14 hour break, do my laundry, get a good dinner, hang out and just shut down and relax so your mental clarity is there. So you
Right.
can enjoy your time out here instead of just work for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks at a time. I don't know what I know you drive team, like I said earlier, Jammer. So I know your rest is a little different than everyone else's. So what do you guys do as a team driver to make sure you're getting some adequate sleep?
Well, like you said, when we're team driving, it's hard because the highways out here are just they won't let you get any kind of comfortable sleep while the truck's going down the road.
Right.
I try from with my wife at least give her an extra hour or two without the truck moving to get sleep. I don't kind of require her to do it for me because I much rather her get down the road and I'll just push through it. Which, by the way, if there's any listeners out here, if you got tips and tricks for team drivers on how to sleep, by all means, let me know because I
Comment.
could use them. I could use them, but it's hard. It's hard for a team outfit to
Yeah.
get real good rest.
I mean, I used to be a trainer, so that was hard for me. But as a trainer, I always made sure, like my student would drive during the day, I would do the nighttime driving. But before I took over driving, I would shut the truck down for a minimum of 4 hours a night.
Yep.
As soon as he got done driving, I'd shut down for 4 hours. That we both got some good, adequate sleep, and then I would get up and roll the rest of the night. And that's just kind of how I did it. For me, and student driving and team driving is a little different, but it's not because once you had a student for a couple of weeks, you're team drivers at the end of the day.
Yep.
So we still were able to make it work, and that's just where you have to work with your dispatch. Like, look, we need some adequate sleep, so we're going to shut down for 3 or 4 hours a night so the truck's not moving to get some sleep. I need sleep. I mean, I need a break. So, and that load is not that important. If they don't like that, find a new company. Is all I can tell you. Because safety is the number one thing out here on the road nowadays. Number one, especially in my book. That's just where I am. But I know you guys can see scrolling at the bottom. It says follow us on BO8 Family on Facebook. Please follow us on there. You can follow us at YouTube. I'm gonna let Grizz kind of go through this a little bit, all our different areas that we share all this stuff. But again, I'm gonna bring this up from our last episode. We're still doing our St. Christopher's Truckers Fund fundraiser right now that we're doing. We are at Matt's this year, 2025. We'll be in Kentucky at the Expo Center there, the 27th, 28th, and 29th. We're in booth 37760. Come check us out. We're doing a fundraiser. So at this event, our goal is to present how much money we've raised to this St. Christopher's Truckers Fund. I think so far we're around $1,400, and that's just from our members alone. We're looking to get some donations from some supporters or people that's out here watching this. We are a 501c3. You can look us up. It's based out of the state of Nevada. Brothers of the Highway TC. Look us up. We're legit. This is what we do, guys. We raise money. We donate to different charities. We've done Toy Drive. We've done ocular melanoma. We've done Trucking for Troops. We've done breast cancer awareness, autism awareness. That's just some of the Truckers Find a Mile. We've donated money everywhere. So all the money we raise, and out of all the money we've raised since we started doing this, is all came from our members. We've never opened it up to supporters, but now we're to the point where we're trying to grow and get a bigger audience, and we want to start donating bigger amounts to this. So if you guys are willing to help us out, please go to, and I'm going to put it at the bottom of the screen right now, brothersofthehighway.com. Click on donate. I don't care if it's $5, $10, $20, whatever you feel that you can donate. I promise you, you will see us at Matt's live doing this, and we will donate every single dollar that we've raised to this particular charity that we're raising for right now. We have supporter gear on brothersofthehighway.com. We have t-shirts. We have some the freaking tumblers. We have a few things on there, but we're coming out with more gear too. Sorry, slipped my mind for a second, but we're trying to come out with more gear for supporters. If you want to come see us at Matt's, let us know. We got some free swag we're going to give out at Matt's as well. We got some bandanas. We got some keychains. We got some koozies for your drinks and all that fun stuff. So we got a lot of stuff at Matt's. Check us out, 27th and 28th and 29th of March. Come see us. If you want to be a VIP and get in there on Thursday, comment. And I will send you a VIP pass, and you can come in on Thursday where it's less crowded and I will send you guys a VIP pass, but you got to comment, and I will send that out to you.
Right.
So I'm gonna let Grizz kind of go into our different areas and social media that we have out there and all that fun stuff. I just want to throw the mats out there and the supporter gear. And while he's doing that, I'm gonna grab a t-shirt real quick and kind of show you what the supporter gear looks like. So just bear with me. Go ahead, Grizz. It's on you.
So, like we always say, we are on YouTube, and YouTube, Spotify, and our iHeartRadio is where you can find the podcast. It's 2158 Rise to the Brotherhood. We are on TikTok. I always forget what the TikTok is. Jammer, do you happen to remember what it is?
I believe it's Brothers of the Highway 2158.
Yes, that's it. Thank you. So you can find us on TikTok. We're going to be trying to do some more lives in here and whatnot. As you can see right over there, Sean's got one of the supporter shirts right there. That's what the
That's
front
the
of it
front.
looks like.
And that would be the back.
And that's what the back looks like. So, as we always say, we're on Facebook. We've got the BOH family page. So you can see a lot of our members and supporters posting on there, giving weather updates and what they're doing throughout the week, just to kind of so you get a little insight on what we're doing throughout the week. We're working on trying to open up some other avenues of social media. And once we get those opened up, we'll let you know as well. And as always, be sure to check us out at www.brothersofthehighway.com.
We're there. Check us out. Please comment, share, and like. The biggest thing is we want to see some comments, guys, coming in. If there's some topics and stuff you want to see us talk about, let us know in the comments. We'll be glad to talk about that stuff and come up with some different ideas to help you guys out, especially if you're new drivers out there, or even some of your old timers. You never know. They're always learning. I've been out here 25 years, so I'm always learning every single day. And I know Grizz is, and I know Gear Jammer is. But just enjoy the time on the road. Don't forget, like we talked about in our last episode, reach out to the family. Always stay connected to people. Don't just get in your head out here because it can happen very, very, very quickly out here. Jammer's lucky though. He got his wife with him. We not all of us that lucky. Well, I don't know if he's lucky or not. Sometimes that can be a little rough, but just saying.
Yeah, we'll go with that. We're live right now.
He's keeping his mouth shut on that. She's right behind him.
We're live right now. She's gonna watch this later, so love you, honey.
Well, we're not live, but we're close to being live. We're getting there. We're kind of getting our feet wet with this whole podcast thing and just enjoying ourselves. But as you guys see, we're drinking smart water, even though we're not sponsored by them. But if smart water wants to reach out to us, absolutely, to reach out to us because my favorite water.
Mine too.
If you guys only knew half the stuff that we do in the chats and the talking that we do in the chats and the fun we have, if you want to join BOH, go to BOH Family. Open enrollment. We're constantly running open enrollment. If this is something you're interested in, reach out on one of the posts on BOH Family and someone will get out to you because we're a bunch of nuts. We're a bunch of truck drivers. We just like having fun, man. And it passes the time. You got a 10, 11-hour day ahead of you. You can jump in the chat. Next thing you know, like, holy hell, I've already drove 10 hours. It's done and over with. You never know because we have so much fun in the chats talking to each other because you in a chat with multiple people that's doing the same thing you're doing every single day so they can relate to what you're doing. So again, check us out on brothersofthehighway.com. You will see a lot of information on there about us. We are a 501c3. We don't like asking for help from our supporters, but this is such a great cause for us, the St. Christopher's Truckers Fund, that we're looking for other avenues. If you're a business watching, we're looking for corporate sponsors at this point in time, which gives you a tax write-off because we are a charitable organization. We're a 501c3. So the more that we can give, and just to give you guys an idea, every single dollar that comes in this club goes back into this club. Whether it be getting more gear or donations or helping drivers out or helping members out financially or whatever the case might be, it comes into play with our meetups that we do 3 times a year, which we have our next meetup coming up in Las Vegas, which is our national meetup. It's April 11th, 12th, and 13th?
Yep, 11th, 12th, and 13th.
Yeah. We will be at the Petro in North Las Vegas, passing out free food all day long from about 9 o'clock in the morning, usually about 5 o'clock at night on Friday. And if you guys want to go hang out with us on Saturday, come on, hang out with us. Come check us out. It's a great time. If you've never been there, you'll see what we're about if you just show up. And if you make it through Las Vegas, come to the Petro in North Las Vegas. You can't miss it. We set up on the corner out there. There'll be 20 or 30 of us out there barbecuing, cooking all day, passing out free food. Yes, we have our gear out there because that's how we kind of pay for all this fun stuff by selling our T-shirts and stuff. So if you guys are willing to purchase a T-shirt, log on our website, brothersofthehighway.com, and they got you. And we'll get it sent out to you within a week or so. You'll have your shirt. And you can represent and help us with our cause. I mean, go back and check out some of our episodes, our earlier episodes. It tells you what we're truly about. Go to our website. It tells you what we're truly about. It tells you every single thing out there that you need to know. I know we kind of ran a little long today, but that's all right. We're having a little fun.
Right.
I mean, we did kind of have a special guest today. We kind of needed to get in a lot of this stuff, and that's kind of what we got to do. Grizz, I don't know if our Gear Jammer, do you have any like closing comments or anything before we kind of move on?
No, not really, except just drive and be
Sounds
safe.
like our meeting.
Be mindful of the weather out here, and when in doubt, get out and look.
Sounds like our meetings when we have national meetings when we have it. Because Gear Jammer is my national enforcer. And every time when we do our national meetings every week, I go around the room and I always ask the guys, you got anything to add? Gear's like, no, I'm good. No, I'm good. No, I'm good. Chris, do you have any closing remarks?
No, honestly, I don't think I do. I mean, we touched on a lot of topics today, and this was a good episode. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. I think we're getting better and better at this, and
Yeah.
we're gonna have some more intriguing episodes coming up. This, like I said, we're getting our feet wet with this. This is something new to us, and I've never done podcasts. This is my first time ever doing this stuff. I know I can talk. I do most of the talking. I'm a talker, kind of what I do. But who's shaking your head, Gear Jammer? It just is what it is, you know. I mean, being the national president, you kind of got to be a talker. But again, guys, I appreciate you. Appreciate you guys are watching us. I know we've started this, a little over a month ago. We're sitting at about 160 followers right now, subscribers. We want to hit 200 by next week. If you guys can help us out, like, share, subscribe, comment. We want to see your comments. We will get back to you. I promise you, there's plenty of people that will answer your questions. If you got questions, especially if you're a new driver, if you got questions, don't be afraid to ask. If you don't want to ask on the YouTube, go to BOH Family and ask your question. I promise you will get an adequate response. With all the members we have well over 500 years experience doing every single thing known to trucking. We have someone in this club that does it. I promise you. And we will help you. I don't have much more to go other than, again, brothersofthehighway.com. Check us out. Help us out. Support us. Let's move this industry along where it should be. And that's about all I have. So I'm going to say love and respect like we always do. Gear Jammer, Grizz, I appreciate your guys' time. Thank you for showing up. Love and respect, guys. And you guys have a great night, and enjoy the ride.